In favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously, bringing us to bid openings. First up this evening, we have the 2025 concrete replacement bids.
Concrete replacement. Yeah.
We have one bid for this project from Deep and Arty Construction here in Rock Springs. There's a bid bond. The total bid amount is $1,125,800. $1,125,800.
Four.
Okay, for the crack seal phase 2 project, we have 4 bids. The first one I have is from Meadowlark Asphalt Maintenance in Billings, Montana. The total bid amount is $67,571.75. $67,571.75, and there is a bond present. Next up, we have Asphalt Preservation from Ogden, Utah. There's a bid bond, and the total bid amount is $80,165. $80,165. Although I think we should hold them to where they've typed it because they have 8,000, and that's a way better deal. Our third bid is from Z&Z Asphalt in Laurel, Montana. There's a bid bond, and the total bid amount is $79,724.75. $79,724.75. And our final bid for the Crack Seal Phase 2 project is from R&D Sweeping and Asphalt Maintenance here in Rock Springs. There is a bid bond, and the total bid amount is $76,691. $76,691. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to our commendations portion of our agenda. And first up, we are here to congratulate Jason Wright with the police department on his retirement. So I'll turn it over to the chief.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what's the best way to do that. I'm gonna have you hold this, but talk for 2 seconds. Okay. Mayor, council, thank you for the opportunity to recognize Jason Wright really quickly. Jason's done 20 years of service with the police department and for the city of Rock Springs. Jason will be remembered as a steady and loyal member of our agency. During his career, he served as a patrol officer, a field training officer, a taser instructor, a tactical response team member, a crash reconstruction expert, and a bike patrol officer. On behalf of the city of Rock Springs and the police department, we want to present Jason tonight with this shadow box as a token of our appreciation for your 20 years of service. So, congratulations on a well-earned retirement, Jason. Congratulations.
Would you like to share a few words with us? You don't have to.
I'm a man of minimal words.
That works. Well, thank you, sir, and congratulations. Okay, next up, we're going to recognize the students who are working on bringing the J Foundation to our high school for their senior class project. If you'd please step up to the podium. We're super excited for your work.
We'd like to thank you guys for inviting us here tonight and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You guys want to go?
Okay, so basically what she's trying to say is we'd like to thank you guys for inviting us here to kind of explain what we're doing for the community, and we appreciate all you guys' support that you guys have done for us. It means a lot. We're trying to really build this to help others with any, like we had an accident at the junior high, and we're just trying to prevent a lot of that stuff with our foundation.
So far, we have raised around or about $10,000, and we just want your guys' support to help us get out to the community and help these kids to have a brighter future.
And y'all need about 80,000?
70.
Okay.
I also want to thank you guys, and we are also doing a suicide prevention training, so then we can get more resources and actually be trained on how to help. And hopefully we'll be able to go to the junior high and talk with those kids in smaller groups, just like how the J Foundation does with our senior boots. That's really all I have to say.
I just want to say we couldn't do it without the community and without everyone around us supporting us and helping us raise this money and spread the word.
Well, thank you. And certainly this week, seeing kids who are happy and laughing is a very nice thing to see. So we very much appreciate that you would come down here and give us the opportunity to tell you thank you and how much we appreciate the work that you're doing. And certainly, I'm sure everyone up here would agree with in joining the community to step forward and support this very worthy effort. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Picture.
But you're not done, because now we have to take a picture. Okay, and I see next up we have a presentation or a proclamation rather for National Diaper Need Awareness Week. And I see some ladies who are here to speak to that. If you'd like to step up to the podium.
I didn't bring an entourage like everyone else.
Next time.
Good evening. We do have a little thing prepared. So thank you, Mayor and Council, for recognizing Diaper Need Awareness Week. 1 in 2 families in the U.S. is struggling to afford enough diapers. So this support helps us shine a light on the challenges that many parents face every day. Through our community diaper bank, in partnership with the food bank, we distributed more than 72,000 diapers in 2024. Together, we are helping families create a little financial and emotional breathing room while keeping babies clean, dry, and healthy. This proclamation shows the power of community and the difference we can make when we work together to ensure every child has the basics they need to thrive. And just a couple tidbits about our community diaper bank. For a single parent to be able to, with 2 children, to meet all their needs without assistance, they need to make over $42 an hour. So the diaper bank helps fill in what we call diaper need and fill that gap because you can't get diapers with other assistance programs. You can't buy them with SNAP, which is like food stamps. They're not available through WIC. So having the diaper bank available, especially with such a high cost of diapers, they've really gone up over the last 5 years. And so this program helps a lot of families be able to make ends meet. So thank you for your support.
Thank you. Council, do you have any questions or comments?
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
So I'm confused. You can buy alcohol, but you can't buy diapers with your SNAP dollars?
I don't think you can. You can. I don't know about that. You would have to ask like DFS about that.
You can't
But-
buy alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that you can,
I was
but
like, what the
I
heck?
don't want to speak to that. But
No.
So no, because you can't use it at I don't think fast food restaurants and things like
No.
that either. So I'm not a pro about that. I just know that that's one of the things. So.
And I think they changed the regulations even for things like soda and junk food.
And I think it depends on where. I don't know if Wyoming's on board with that yet, but it definitely is happening. And so,
But no diapers.
but no diapers.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Which kind of be like, yes, sir.
I had a couple questions on as far as funding or donations, do you guys do diaper drives or
We
How do
do.
you get your money?
Yes. So we have our annual workplace campaign. I don't know if you're familiar with. So we go out to companies and ask them if their employees have the opportunity to donate to United Way through their paycheck or one time only. And they can pick where they want to donate that to. They can pick any tax exempt, or if they pick our county, we award grants. But then they also have the option to pick the community diaper bank. We write grants to other foundations sometimes. We just get direct donations off of our website. We do hold diaper drives. Right now, our biggest need is pull-ups. That seems to be what we don't get a lot of, and so we tend to run out of those first. So our biggest need, if anybody does want to donate, we'll take anything because we'll go through them, but pull-ups is our number one need. And you can take them to our office or the food bank when they're open, or call us and we'll come and pick it up. So
For those watching, where is your office?
we recently moved. We're in the Plan 1 office building now. We're at 4020 Dewar Drive in Suite B. So up past White Mountain Library on the left-hand side in those 2 buildings.
Very good. Okay. Diaper need, the condition of not being able to afford a sufficient supply of clean diapers to keep babies and toddlers clean, dry, and healthy, can adversely affect the health and well-being of children and their families. National surveys and research studies report that nearly 1 in 2 families struggles with diaper need, and 48% of families delay changing a diaper to extend the available supply. A daily or weekly supply of diapers is generally an eligibility requirement for babies and toddlers to participate in childcare programs and quality early education programs that enable children to thrive and parents to work. Without enough diapers, babies and toddlers risk infections and health problems that may require medical attention, resulting in medical costs, and parents may be prevented from accessing childcare needed to go to work or school, thereby destabilizing the family's economic prospects and well-being. The people of Rock Springs recognize that diaper need is a public health issue, and addressing diaper need can lead to economic opportunity for the state's families and communities and improved health for children, thus ensuring all children and families have access to the basic necessities required to thrive and reach their full potential. Rock Springs is proud to be home to trusted community-based organizations, including those that recognize the importance of diapers in ensuring health and providing economic stability for families, and thus distribute diapers to families through various channels. Through their important work of addressing diaper need, diaper banks play a critical role in supporting families, improving infant health and well-being, and advancing our local and state economic growth. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Max Mickelson, Mayor of the City of Rock Springs, do hereby declare the week of September 15th through the 21st of 2025 to be National Diaper Need Awareness Week in the City of Rock Springs, and would like to thank the diaper banks, their staff, volunteers, and donors for their courageous service during this crisis, and encourage citizens to donate to diaper banks, diaper drives, and support those organizations that collect and distribute diapers to families struggling with diaper need, so that all Rock Springs children and families can thrive and reach their full potential. Thank you.
Thanks. Stand up, sit down.
More exercise.
Okay, that brings us to petitions and public comment. If you'd like to address the council and I, please approach the podium and identify yourself and any organizations that you may represent.
Excuse me. I have allergies. Okay. This is the Bible. Beckwith, this is the Bible here. Okay. I, Shirley Ann Sekeli, solemnly swear what I'm about to say is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And if I was to lie or deceive, you know what God would do, and you know you're religious, you know what happened to me. That's why I wanted to put my hand on the Bible. Okay, now this is I'm going to ask you, this is a question for you, Max, but you have to let me go so you can understand why I want to get on the agenda. I'd like to be allowed to be on the agenda, and I have certain things I'd like to speak about. And if you would just give me just a few minutes, I could tell you what I want to speak about. You can send me a letter and let me know, or what I can speak, or how long I can speak on this stuff. I would talk about the investigation and corruption in 2007. I will tell the evidence I have. I just found one in the investigation that DCI and FBI had made in 2020. I like to talk about 2020 corruption in the city. I know that to be a fact. I have the DCI and FBI investigation, and I also interviewed DCI and FBI, and it was so neat. They're so cool. We need to talk about if it's still ongoing in this city. This has to do with the RFP, request for proposals. That's what I'm up here for. That's what I'm fighting for. That's what we have to change. After getting this investigation, we got to change it. I also would like to talk to Zadi, because he sat on the city council when there was bid rigging. I was told by Clark Stitch. He saw it twice when he was on the city council with you. And if I remember right, I think it was with Demscher was the mayor. You could ask him if you think I'm lying. Why I'm asking this, I wrote to you and asked you if I could get on the agenda. And the agenda was to talk about those proposals. I just wanted to talk about the proposals. And I also wanted to talk about Wyoming Board of Professional Engineers and Surveyors and ask you a few questions on that, about those. You emailed me back and you said no. And you went and did it and you said, go ask them. I mean, the way you did it, I didn't think it was very nice. And you told me to go ask them. So what did I do? I went and I asked them, and this is what I found out. Okay. I found out that, and this is what I'd like to talk about, on the agenda. JFC surveyors, they were reprimanded and they are censored, and civil penalty was $5,000 they had to pay. And then I thought, oh, something ain't right here. And I keep looking at, and I see Paul Kausich was censored and reprimanded, and he had to take, because he had complaints from companies. Now, do I know the companies in that? I don't know until I get the review on it. And they're sending me the review. Okay, this is what had to happen. He had to successfully pass a Wyoming law and ethics examination. And that's a big deal there. I mean, that's a lot there. So that's what I found on that. And then on it with talking to the girl, she had said that these companies had complained that Como was, JFC Corporation, was getting more of the work than these other companies was. But I'll know, and I'll give you a copy of it when I get all that stuff. I know this is hard and this is tough, Max, but it's got to get out. You talk about, I talk about corruption and stuff like that, and I keep saying about corruption and that. And it's like, okay, I have all this stuff. Now I have the investigation in 2020, and it's really weird because the proposals were sent from this place, City Hall, to JFC Corporation's computers. And that's how they got him. He confessed to it. He said, yes, he had done it. That's why he got caught. It's because on that. Okay, I'd like to talk about...
Ma'am,
I'm not done yet.
But that's your time.
I have the floor.
No, that's not how this works. Your
I know,
constitutional
it only
right.
works when you want to stop somebody to telling the truth and what's going on in this city.
Ma'am, this is not a theater. This is a business meeting.
There you go. If anybody here would like a copy of the investigation, you make sure I get your name, your phone, and
Mrs.
your...
Sukeli, you were out of order.
Oh, okay, just one more minute.
No, you were out of
And
order.
the
Mrs. Sukeli,
investigation.
you were out of order. You are done.
Are you gonna kick me out? Are you gonna have that cute little sheet
I certainly hope it doesn't come to that. That would be a very sad choice on your behalf.
And it'd be a
But
sad
your
choice for you,
time
too.
is over.
Oh,
We
I
look
bet
forward
it
to
is.
seeing you at the first meeting in October.
Yes, you know what, Max, thank you. I appreciate for my First Amendment.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
you're finished. Would anyone else like to address us this evening? Okay, seeing no one, I will close public comment and move forward to bills and claims, beginning with the bills and claims for September 16th, 2025.
Your Honor,
Councilor Demas.
I make a motion to approve the bills and claims for September 16th, 2025.
Thank you. We'll wait, Mrs. Sukeli. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Hickerson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Any abstaining?
Abstaining.
Okay, so we're 1-4. Okay, so the motion carries with 4 in favor, 1 opposed, and 1 abstaining, which brings us to the salaries for September 8th, 2025. Do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Demas.
I make a motion to approve the salaries for September 8th, 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Hickerson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining?
Abstaining.
Okay, the motion carries with Councilor Thompson abstaining. Which brings us to our new business. First up this evening, we have approval of the 2025 OPEB Actuarial Valuation Report updated for the provisions of the GASB Statement Number 75. Is there a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Demas.
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously, taking us to a request from the Engineering and Operations and Public Services Department for permission to fill a vacant water distribution crew supervisor position in the Water Department. Is there a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Zadi.
I'd move to approve that request.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Demas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, bringing us to a request from the Engineering Operations and Public Services Department for permission to bid the Foothill Boulevard Pedestrian Enhancement Project. Is there a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Zadi.
I'd move to approve that request.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Demas. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Hickerson.
was this project already accounted for in the current budget?
Your Honor, Counselor, the majority of it is a TAP grant through YDOT, and then the matching amount was budgeted for.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion?
Your Honor.
Councilor Malonis.
Mr. Kautsich, what are we going to do there? What is the project? Could you just give me a quick overview?
It's from about Reagan down to Sierra. We're going to do ADA improvements and widen the sidewalk to accommodate our bicycle / pedestrian type pathway.
Okay. Is that on one side of the street or both?
Just one side.
Okay.
That would be the school side.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously, bringing us to a request from the Urban Renewal Agency for permission to apply for the 2025 Wyoming Cultural Trust Fund grant to further offset the cost associated with replacing the existing ADA accessible chairlift at the Broadway Theater in the amount of $18,000. Do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Demas.
I make a motion to approve this request.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Petrie. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously, taking us to a request from the Parks and Recreation Department for approval of revised Rock Springs Family Recreation Center ice arena policies. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve this request, Your Honor.
Thank you, Councilor Hickerson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, taking us to a request from Anthony Carlier for 10 malt beverage permits for the Rock Springs Miners Hockey Games on September 19th and 20th, September 27th, October 11th, October 17th, October 24th, November 1st, November 7th and 8th, and November 14th from 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. at the Rock Springs Family Recreation Center Ice Arena. Do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Petrie.
I'll move to approve this request.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Demas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Taking us to our first resolution of this evening, Resolution 2025-117.
A resolution accepting and approving an annual use agreement between the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, between the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming and the Rock Springs Amateur Hockey Association, and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said annual use agreement on behalf of said city.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor.
Councilor Thompson.
I move to approve Resolution 2025-117.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Pedri. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, bringing us to Resolution 2025-118.
A resolution accepting and approving a statement of work for health and benefits brokerage and a master service agreement between Willis Towers Watson Insurance Services West, Inc. and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor of the City of Rock Springs and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs to execute said statement of work for health and benefits brokerage and master services agreement on behalf of the City of Rock Springs.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Demas.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-118.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Pedri. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously, bringing us to Resolution 2025-119.
A resolution accepting and approving an addendum to that exclusive right to sell listing agreement and agency disclosure between the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Keller Williams Realty Western Trails regarding property located at 502 South Main Street, Rock Springs, Wyoming, entered into on the 4th day of October 2024, and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk to execute said listing agreement on behalf of the City of Rock Springs.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Councilor Demas.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-119.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. Discussion.
Your Honor. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Zadi.
Councilor Zadi.
I understand with this resolution, we're continuing the contract with Keller Williams that we have in place, just reducing the price from $800 to $500. I would like to see us some further discussion of looking for maybe a local or more local agent or sales representative to help us with the sale of this property and remove Keller Williams as an exclusive right to sell. At some point, they've had the listing for a long time, and I just think we need to give local business an opportunity to sell this property as well, rather than an out-of-state realtor.
Yeah. Fair enough.
My question was, this $300,000 price reduction, does that have somebody ready to buy it at that price already?
No. The listing agent's thought is that because the costs of finishing the building are so high, and the last buyer, when they did a complete analysis, decided that there was not a way to make it profitable, that lowering the asking price to $500,000 is our best bet to get somebody interested enough to come in and look. I don't know what it would cost now. The last sort of rough guesstimate that I was given was about $12 million to finish that building. And it's difficult to make it a multifamily structure when there's not a lot of parking. I tried to sell them on the state parking lot down the road. I was like, listen, it's just a block. And they were like, have you been here in February? And I'm like, yeah, okay, fair. But it is just a challenging building. And that is their thought process. But certainly when their contract is up, I would be in full agreement that we should give other folks an opportunity. They have only listed it for sale, though, for what, 2 years?
I guess for sale, that's correct.
Yeah,
but
it was
they
for
had
lease.
that, yeah.
But we haven't seen a lot of, I don't feel like we're a high priority. And it would be nice to have somebody who's motivated so that we could maybe not all have to look at plywood for the rest of our life. Because my understanding is that building will outlast us all at this point in terms of stability. It just doesn't have windows or HVAC or electric or plumbing, minor drawbacks. So is there any further discussion?
Your Honor.
Counselor
When
Demas.
is their contract up? Do we know?
Mayor, councilors, I don't recall at this time, but I'll look into that, and I'll look into the provisions regarding possible termination.
Okay.
Thank you. Further discussion.
Your Honor?
Counselor Malonis.
I'm not quite sure if it's a SLIB loan but I guess we still have, the city owes money to somebody on that building, is that correct? What is that amount? And so how low can we go before we're gonna have to put in our money to pay it off?
We have to pay back as much of the grant as possible, and there is a minimum.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Malonis, I believe it's 90% of what we get back up to the grant amount. So in this instance, it would be $450,000 that we would have to pay back, and then the other 50 we could
pay to the selling agent.
Yeah, so it's a 90% on whatever we sell it for up to the grant amount. And I can look into what the total award was. It was several million. So we're a little ways away from reaching that.
So if we sold it for $1, we just have to pay 90 cents back to them?
That is my understanding, Councilor Wallace.
Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, bringing us to Resolution 2025-120.
A resolution accepting and approving a personal service contract for a Community Risk Hub Level 2 project with Emergency Services Consulting International, doing business as an Oregon corporation in Wilsonville, Oregon, hereafter called ESCI, and authorizing and directing Max Mickelson as mayor of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the city of Rock Springs to execute said contract on behalf of the city.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025.
Thank you, Councilor Demas. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, bringing us to Resolution 2025-121.
A resolution accepting and approving a proposal for additional services requested at the Rock Springs Civic Center with FEA, and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor of the city of Rock Springs and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the city of Rock Springs to execute said contract on behalf of said city.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor.
Councilor Zadi.
Sorry. I move to approve 2025-121.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. Discussion.
Your Honor.
Councilor Hickerson.
Alex, I know this is to project the cost over the next 20 years or so, but we did receive an email concerning this saying you guys could do it. Is there any hazards to having you guys try to do this with your current day-to-day activities?
Your Honor, we did have some conversations about it, and I believe Mr. Seafood has some additional information.
So, Your Honor, Councilman Hickerson, it's a good question because underneath the title looks like a financial analysis that we could conduct internally. It's not. What they're proposing, and just to kind of give you some brief background, because we lost our principal, he got a job with the state, and so during this process of acquainting them with what we needed and what was, basically hinge points of how this impacted our community, we kind of went through some different options that we needed. And their additional services came out to about $72,000, so that wasn't reasonable. And then after visiting them with again and negotiating some, we talked about what the most impactful would be of the things they proposed. And the financial analysis, really what we're trying to find out is they're going to come back with us with, here's what the immediate needs are, here's what you should do over the next 10 years in a 10-year stepped plan on what the building needs, what minimal requirements are, what should be done. This extra service is going to speak about the long-term 20-year ongoing costs. So I brought this forth with a little bit of trepidation because I know this added cost. However, if we're going to put enough money in this building to make it viable for 10 years, I think we're talking about longer than that. We're talking about a 20-year span. And I think for our council, if this does become another decision point, I think council needs as much information as they can to make an informed decision on which way they want to go. Now, if we didn't want to spend this money up front and we want to put this off for 2 years, well, that's certainly up to you guys. But this information combined right now with this report being fresh, I thought with what they can provide will give a 20-year outlook. I mean, we're talking about a building here, not a car. You need to know how much longer it can service our community before it's going to need a larger sum of money. So I think with projections and outlooks on how we're going to pay for a lot of the infrastructure throughout the city, I think it's important for everyone to know that.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, if I
Councilor
can
Zadi.
maybe add something to that. When we started discussion on this in the group wanting to keep the Civic Center open, a number of them were critical of the numbers that we originally had because of the architect firm that we had hired. And so there was a desire I took from that group to know exactly what those numbers were. And that's why I supported going with an engineering firm so we knew exactly what we were looking at as far as costs. And so if we're going to do this, in my mind, we do it right and get the costs and know the cost before we make any decisions or do anything. That way there's no question. And the reason I think, another part of this is for them to do the presentation. I think it's important that they're there to do the presentation. That way there's no accusations of bias or anything like that from either side on what the interpretation of the report is. So that, in my mind, is why I would support Resolution 121.
Further discussion.
Your Honor, to address Councilor Hickerson's initial request, the Finance Office would be willing to do whatever, to do our very best to accommodate whatever the governing body's request was.
Which I appreciate. I think part of the concern that Councilor Zadi has touched on is that the citizens who are very invested in the Civic Center want people who are highly qualified to do the assessing. And that's what the attempt is here. And I'm going to steal a bit of wisdom from Mayor Demscher, who warned me on my swearing in that before I build anything new, I had better be able to answer the question, can we afford to staff and maintain it for 40 years? And that does not seem to be information that we have readily available. So I certainly would support. I would actually, in a perfect world, like to do this for every city facility so that we really have concrete, here's where we're at, here's where we're going, this is what we need to plan for. But you guys have not found me those beans. So, okay. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously, bringing us to Resolution 2025-122.
A resolution accepting and approving a contract between the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming and LS5 Livestock Company, LLC, in the amount of $58,000 and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk to execute said agreement on behalf of the city of Rock Springs.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor.
Councilor Hickerson.
I get you again.
Got me again. That works.
Move to approve resolution 2025-122.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. By a whisker. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor?
Councilor Malonis.
You know, I had questions about this the first time I heard about it, goats in the creek. So after we had the first batch through, I went and took a look just the other day, this weekend. Looks like a jungle down there. I think it made it worse. Anytime you clip a branch or a plant, they just go crazy. So anyhow, we all received this email from Manu Anderson. And so here, let me read a couple things. Furthermore, the $50,000 paid for the Bitter Creek Goat Grazing Project necessitates a thorough and transparent accounting of its outcomes, particularly given the absence of prior environmental analysis. The city must clearly disclose the progress made and the criteria used to evaluate success. Documented evidence of the project's impact on flood control, including the methods and metrics applied, is essential. Additionally, the city must explain how conditions were evaluated both before and after grazing. So we spent 50 grand, it looks worse, and now we're gonna spend another 58 grand to try it again.
Councilor Malonis, that information has been provided to Madhu Anderson. She was dissatisfied with it, but unfortunately in our system of government, individuals don't get to dictate. And the material condition of the creek is greatly improved because it is not to make it pretty, but for flood mitigation. So the large brush that gathers debris in a flooding situation has been removed, and what is there now is grass. And when there's a flooding event, grass lays down, shrubs stand strong and cause blockages. This particular area that this section would address is one, bordered by private property, and two, is not accessible to crews with equipment. So our only option is to ignore the flood risk in that area until the Bitter Creek issue is resolved, or find an alternative means to address it.
Well, Your Honor, I took a ride with Representative McCann, and we went and looked at the confluence between Culpeper Creek and Bitter Creek, and that seems like a choke point to me. It seems like more of a priority than the weeds upstream from that. Does anybody look at the confluence right there?
To my awareness, as these have been planned, it is based upon the growth of trees and woody shrubs and things that cause issues, and this was determined to be the most appropriate area for us to address this year. Certainly, this is not the last effort that the city will make to mitigate the flood risk for this section of town.
So there's no methods or metrics applied. That's kind of, I was agreeing with Manu on some of this. How can you say that it's better?
Because before the goats came, there were woody shrubs and tree branches, and now they're gone, and there's just grass. And
Was that just a mile of the creek? Are we going to do this every year, a couple times a year? Or?
that's the intention, is to use the goats to continue. It avoids all of the DEQ issues that come in, as well as the need to identify native species that we can't disturb, as well as the costs of hiring construction crews to go in there. And so this was proposed by Councilman Hanson, and has been used successfully in multiple communities throughout the state of Wyoming. And certainly, if this winter goes as predicted, we'll have some really good evidence of whether it worked or not.
Your Honor, do you have a list of those those cities in Wyoming that have used those goats successfully?
I certainly can provide them for you. Cheyenne uses them on the regular.
Okay, you said several, so yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Very good. Further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Any abstaining? Okay, the motion carries with Counselor Malonis against. Okay, that brings us to Resolution 2025-123.
A resolution accepting and approving a highway safety program, federal fiscal year 2026 subaward agreement between the Wyoming Department of Transportation Highway Safety Program and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, Rock Springs Police Department, and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said agreement on behalf of the city.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Counselor Demas.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-123.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Thompson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, bringing us to our final resolution, 2025-124.
A resolution accepting and approving a highway safety program, federal fiscal year 2026 subaward agreement between the Wyoming Department of Transportation Highway Safety Program and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, Rock Springs Police Department, and authorizing Max Mickelson as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said agreement on behalf of the city.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Counselor Thompson.
I move to approve Resolution 2025-124.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Pedri. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion carries unanimously, bringing us to our first of 5 ordinances. We only have one on its third reading, and it's our first one, 2025-12.
An ordinance amending Title 13 entitled General Offenses, Chapter 130 entitled Offenses Against Property, Section 130.02 entitled Throwing Stones or Missiles, and amending Chapter 132 entitled Offenses Against Public Peace and Safety, Section 132.050 entitled Discharging Firearms.
Thank you. Council, do we have a motion?
Your Honor,
Counselor Hickerson.
move to approve ordinance 2025-12.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Thompson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Alex, if you'll take us through.
Counselor Thompson.
Yes.
Counselor Hickerson.
Yes.
All tongue-tied. Counselor Zadi.
Yes.
Counselor Demas.
Yes.
Counselor Pedri.
Yes.
Counselor Malonis.
Yes.
Mayor Mickelson.
Yes, that passes unanimously, bringing us to ordinance 2025-13, which is on its second reading.
An ordinance amending Title 15 entitled Land Usage, Article 156 entitled Subdivision, Section 156.040, and repealing Sections 154.041 through 156.048 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, entitled Fees.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, that brings us to ordinance 2025-14.
An ordinance amending Chapter 157 entitled Zoning, Section 157.009B of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, entitled Fees.
Council? Any discussion? Okay. Brings us to ordinance 2025-15.
An ordinance amending Title 15 entitled Land Usage, Article 157 entitled Zoning, Section 157.008 entitled Definitions, Section 157.086 entitled Residential Zoning Districts, Section 157.088 entitled Community Business Zone, B-2, Section 157.091 entitled Light Industrial Zone, I-1, Section 157.092 entitled Heavy Industrial Zone, I-2, and Section 157.130 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, entitled Fences.
Thank you. Council? Okay, our final ordinance is 2025-16, and it is on its first reading.
An ordinance amending Title 11 entitled Business Regulations, Chapter 115 entitled Alcoholic Beverages, and creating Section 115.25 entitled Server Training.
Thank you. Council, any comments?
I'd like to state that I went out to the airport's ribbon cutting, and it was
Oh,
a
sorry,
big
Jeannie.
success.
I meant on the ordinance.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Okay. We'll move on to council updates. So you go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Your Honor, for the zoning stuff, Chandler came all the way down here. We got to ask him something. Or no.
What do you want for Christmas?
These zoning ordinances.
Very good. Jeannie, if you'd like to.
Okay, now for the updates. I did attend the airport ribbon cutting. It seems to be a big success. There were a lot of people out there attending.
Yeah, I was there 5 o'clock this morning, so,
You were back out there?
yeah.
Was
My
it
wife
still
flew out this morning.
Still as pretty?
It's even better.
Nice. Very good.
No, that other part of the parking lot, they've got it all flattened out and they're ready. It looks like they're getting ready to asphalt it. I don't know if you've been out too.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't been out for, that's good. That's good to see that.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't able to go to the open house or grand opening. I was at a meeting in Casper for Wyoming Smart Capital, which I don't know that many of you know about. I hardly knew much about it when I went, but it is something that was started back in 2012, I believe, through some federal funding. The City of Rock Springs was one of the original communities in Wyoming who decided to participate in this, and we were, the organization, Wyoming Smart Capital, was given $13 million in funds, which allowed us to assist new startup businesses, and businesses get loans. What we would do is provide collateral assistance for these loans. So business maybe wanting to start up, or somebody wanting to grow their business, maybe purchase a building, may have qualified in every way for a loan, but just not enough collateral. So Wyoming Smart Capital would step in and provide that collateral to get them that loan. It has since grown into 2017-18. We now do loan participation loans. So loans are originated through a bank lending institution, and that bank comes to us to help provide some funding and take on some of the risk of that loan. Or I say come to us, but comes to Wyoming Smart Capital. So that $13 million over the years has turned 2.5 times. It helps support 228 loans for Wyoming businesses, assisting 208 businesses. The only reason there's a difference there is we've assisted 208 businesses, and some of those businesses were eligible to go to another loan. So 228 total, created an estimated 1,108 jobs, and $30 million in annual wages were generated. Part of what we discussed this last week was we did a SWOT analysis of the organization, and so we're trying to determine, we've had really good success, and how do we keep this growing? There's some communities that are utilizing this more than others, and it's not really not a question of city council or anything like that. It's just the banks and the relationship that the banks have with Smart Capital and Smart Capital with the banks, and that they know that they're there to assist or provide this service. So we're just trying to figure out ways to help build those relationships so we can see more assistance. And as we get more demand, we're going to need more funding. And so how do we just acquire more funding? We're not going to get any more from the federal government to build on that 13 million, excuse me. So we're looking for, are there any other kind of foundations or groups and that would be willing to donate to help assist Wyoming businesses and help them grow? That's kind of a brief summary of what we have. I will have more coming that I'll share with you and Matt when it comes in, as far as what we discussed and what the plan is moving forward.
That's excellent. Okay, with that, we are adjourned at 8:01. Thank you all.